Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? That's amazing. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm Charlie, for those of you who I haven't met, and today I'm going to be sharing a small handful of stories from the many experiences that I've had whilst photographing birds here in Bali. For me, it's been spending time in nature with nothing but my camera that's really opened my mind and has ignited me in ways that I find difficult to put into words. The only way I could possibly go about describing the feeling to you guys is this excitement in my chest and my breath just being taken away. Special moments in nature don't ask for our attention. Yet for me, when I'm in the moment and I'm experiencing something that catches my eye, it's really impossible for me to look away. And it's in these moments that it feels as if the world stops spinning for a second. Then, in a flash, it can all be over. And I'm left with a smile on my face thinking, shit, I didn't get the shot. The truth is, nature is very much a part of our everyday lives, whether we take any notice of it or not. And sometimes it can take just a moment of our focused attention to really bring what's hidden into the light. This is a Bali starling. I'm sure most of you recognize the bird. And while I was taking a picture of this bird, I had an experience that will stay with me for the rest of my life. Now, to demonstrate to you what it was really like in the moment, I need to ask Marius to come down to the stage so we can get him up here. Yeah. Give him a hand. Woo! All right, you can just... For the next little bit, you're a Bali starling, all right? All good? So I was on the ground, and I was doing my best to crawl my way up to this bird without disturbing it, right? I didn't want it to fly away. But to my surprise, he didn't get scared or fly away at all. In fact, he came closer towards me. And there was this moment where we were about a meter away from each other. Now, I was looking at him through the viewfinder, and he was looking right back at me through the lens. There was this moment where it felt like we really connected, like we are right now. I took a photo of this moment, and this is it. Thanks, Marius, you can head back up. Woo! Now, it was really cool to have this up close and personal encounter with this bird. It really showed me just how much personality these animals have. I mean, he was fully checking me out while I was lying on the ground there. Had he never seen a person lie in the dirt before like that? It's not that weird. Anyway, after I had this experience, I was looking back, and overall, I was just really grateful to have been that close and able to get this cool picture. Now, I have lots of memorable experiences from my childhood of spending time in nature with my camera, whether it's been early in the morning or at home, or whether it's been on holidays with my parents. I feel that without their encouragement and without this kindling of my passion, I really wouldn't be the same person I am today, and for that, I'm really grateful. I feel like I've been truly humbled by this project. I've learned so much in this short period of time, and I feel as a result, I've become more of an aware person, both internally and externally. Now, the main goal from the beginning of this project was to do two main things, and first of which was make my own coffee table book, hardcover in a landscape format. And I'm able to show you the book today. Now, actually designing the book was a real learning curve for me. And it took me a little while to get started, but eventually, after lots and lots of hard work, I got to that final week where I had to give one more big push to really get it in the printers. Eventually, it was printed. However, when me and my dad went and picked the books up, I was met with this disappointment. The books just weren't up to the standard that I really wanted, and all of the pictures looked great, the layout was good, the colors were good. However, all of the pictures were skewed slightly on the page due to the book being cut wrong. We came to this agreement with the printers, and I was able to get them reprinted free of charge. And over this 2-week period, I was able to prepare for the second main part of my project, and that was the exhibition. So the exhibition had 3 rooms, 2 of which were dedicated to the gallery and 1 as a reception. And on the night of the exhibition, it was really cool just to watch people roll up and all, go into the reception room. When we did open the gallery up for people to see, I felt all warm and fuzzy inside watching people make these cool comments on my work. And I was really happy to see my work finally printed nice and big up on a wall. From all these cool conversations that I had with people, it made me really excited for what I could achieve with my work in the future. Now, along with these successes and the products that I've been able to achieve over this Greenstone, they've been accompanied by a fair share of challenges, some of which being quite expected, like the issues that I had with the book. They can be left in the past. And some others that, to be honest, I feel quite vulnerable to share with you today. Thank you. So, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. And for those of you who aren't familiar, it's basically this chemical imbalance in the brain where certain pathways don't work the same as most people. And I get bombarded with these obsessive thoughts throughout the day that are related to things that I tend to worry about. In a lot of ways, they undermine my values and can make it really difficult for me to get things done. And they made it really tricky for me to pursue this project. Over this one trip where I was planning on going to take pictures of the Bali starlings in Nusa Penida, I feel like I allowed OCD to really take advantage of me, and I ended up not achieving what I really set out to do. We arrived in Penida, and I barely left the accommodation. I was only able to go out once, and I am lucky enough to say I did get some shots of the Bali starlings. However, the rest of the time was spent so close to the accommodation that I really didn't get to go outside. The irony of this is that if I hadn't spent so much time so close to the hotel, I wouldn't have been met with this reminder that nature is absolutely everywhere around us. And it's not just about trekking as far as you can into the forest, but in a lot of ways, it's simply about trying to go outside and be more aware of what's around you. Now, I got so many more pictures of birds right outside that hotel than I would have ever expected. And in a lot of ways, there were more opportunities at the accommodation than if I'd actually gone outside. When I think about it, a lot of the pictures I've taken throughout my life have actually been from the comfort of my balcony at home or from right outside a hotel like these. Another really meaningful and cool experience that I've had whilst photographing birds here in Bali was when I went to the Mengwi bus terminal, the biggest bus terminal in Bali. I'm sure you're wondering, a bus terminal, really? And yeah, I had that same thought too. But it just so happens that this bus terminal is home to a really difficult bird to see here in Bali, the Java sparrow. Now, when I arrived, I parked my bike, I walked through the front gate, and I was lucky enough to meet this really friendly bus driver. I shook his hand, and he took me straight to the spot where he said it would be really easy to see these birds. Now, we waited about 45 minutes, quite a lot longer than he said he would have expected. But after the wait, I had this darting red beak fly past my head and land on a fence in front of me. And for the next 2 hours, I was in the zone and running from one end of the terminal to the other and back again, just trying to get the perfect shot of this bird. It's funny, there were times when they would fly right up to the top of this central traffic control tower in the terminal, and it felt like they were teasing me, and I would have to wait some time for them to come back down. I think the reason I enjoyed taking pictures at Mengwi so much was because it really contrasted my other work, where I would usually take pictures of birds in nature, in more greenery and in foliage. And this gets me really excited for what I can achieve with my photography in other countries where animals like to visit busy city areas quite frequently and even thrive in places like abandoned buildings. My project has been about bringing these small and yet eternally special moments in nature to people through my photography. And as I said, it really isn't about trekking as far as you can into the forest to maybe or maybe not see a bird, but it's really about going outside and trying to be more aware of what's around you. Just as these little moments in nature mean so much to me, I feel that we should all at least attempt to recognize that it is in fact the little moments and interactions in our everyday lives that mean so much. And when you think about it, they make our lives so much sweeter. By taking that second to say, thank you, or see ya, I love you, I couldn't feel more sure that we are all opening ourselves up for happiness in life. Now, if any of you are really resonating with what I'm saying, I want you to take a second and ask yourself, did you see that bird? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank yous to them.
Yeah, I do. Thanks so much, everyone. I just wanted to say a really big thank you, obviously, to everyone who's here today and to all the people that were able to help me out with my project. To Anna and Richard over there on the mats for helping me with the exhibition, editing photos, and really helping me shift my perspective on how to take a cool photo. For Marius for being my best friend and, helping me out with this little skit we did before. For Helena, for always being there, helping me with the ideas. Helen and Anders, my parents, and so many more people. It's difficult to really remember in the moment, But yeah, overall, thank you so much. Is it?